one is titled Sometimes I Wander. A few years ago, I did something really nice for myself. I had a couple weeks free, and so I rented an Airbnb in Paris with a piano, and I decided that I had to compose a new piece every day. While I was there, I didn't really have any plans, so I just wandered the streets of Paris every day. As you could imagine, it was a magical time, and I wrote some really interesting music, including this first piece. This first piece is unique in a few ways among the etudes. Firstly, it's in kind of a standard song form. It's in an AABA form. And so some of you might notice that there's an almost exact repetition of this first A section, except the first few bars are different. It adds pedal and comes back in a different octave. The main challenge of this etude is, of course, the tempo on one hand. It's thinking about articulation and pedaling in creative ways so that it's not just a flurry of notes. And there's some rhythmic interests. Even though the etude stays pretty predictably in 4/4 most of the time, the groupings are very unpredictable and difficult. And so sometimes your right hand or your left hand might want to jump a little bit. For you improvisers out there, I've added a very vampy improvisation section where you're kind of just going back and forth between G and F. I start kind of on a G sus, F sus sound, but you can hear in my recording at least that I stray from that pretty quickly and use some Locrian and some Phrygian kinds of sounds in there. The real challenge is being able to get from the improvisation section back into the through compose section, because the through compose section is so dense and busy. So my best recommendation is that you try to kind of get some momentum going out of that improvisation section so you can kind of launch yourself back into the bridge of the through compose section.